Welcome to AYV Television on Channel 33 with the broadcast live from the studios na Tawa Ilna Fritong. And we're on Channel 33, we're on DSTV on Channel 399, with the broadcast on radio on FM 11.7, we're online, www.ayvnews.com, and same way so we're on the Facebook page AYV News. So welcome to all the viewers from across the country and across the world. This is the Art Talk Show, the program which they ask the questions to politicians, people in public service, civil society, the media, on their roles and responsibilities for push salon go before. This now the program Hot Seats, and me, as always, Lamrana Ba. I welcome viewers them, especially those online, and as always, we appeal to viewers them. You know, the issues that we discuss here, we all get your opinions and views about individuals and the topic them all they talk about. But even when we disagree on the social media platforms, you can always appeal, say, make we do them respectfully. You know, it's very, very much clear that we all not go agree on everything together. That's not a democracy, not good for good governance. So we need for disagree on issues them all they discuss, but we for disagree respectfully, because one thing we all together, and that we all not salon people them. We all, majority of we, I'm very sure, wants this country for good before. Irrespective of who that in a power, irrespective of who that in a opposition. We all want to get better health care, better education, better social services, electricity, water, and all of that. So as much as we disagree on the platform, make we respect ourselves and respect the views of other people, so that we go move along as Sierra Leoneans. Inside today's program, we can't talk about politics, and I get the pleasure of getting with me Jesmed Suma, the deputy chairman of the National Grand Coalition, perhaps the acting chairman now of the party, because the chairman been resigned. So we can't talk about NGC. It's about 95 days or so to the June 24th multi-tier elections. Waiting now the position of the NGC, waiting the NGC don't they do, and whether the alliance with NGC be the talk about still the quiet, and whether we NGC go get a presidential candidate. Jesmed, welcome to the program Hot Seat.
Thank you for having me. It
is a pleasure having you. How have you been able to manage the boat? You know, after the convention, there was this complaint to the PPRC about the electoral process, and later the chairman and other people in the party resign. You are the acting chairman, right?
Absolutely, yes.
How have you been able to manage the NGC?
Well, the fact of the matter is we've been getting a very good captain. We've been steer with ship. But, you know, due to one or two reasons, personal reasons to it, according to him, he decided to resign. So the ship been rocky a little bit. So now the new captain take over. So the ship steady now in the sail.
You are the new captain.
Yes.
But I understand there were moves, you know, for reconcile, you know, or perhaps bring people back we resign to the party, give them assurance that it's their party, they should be part of it. So you're not still there on that for bring them come back?
Yeah, we're still there on that. We work on that, you know, but you can, some people then go don't get their own different positions where they stick to them positions, and they, but luckily our party is not tied down to any individual. It's an institution on its own. We'll be able to survive without me, without Kande Koloyum Kela, without Dennis Bright, without any one of we. Now that kind of a institutional building there, we leader then always on the focus on, and we are getting there. We're getting to the point where the party they're able to survive on their own without any of those leaders, including myself and Dennis Bright.
Do you in any way, you know, as a party, miss Dr. Dennis Bright?
Absolutely.
He's the man who started somehow with this party in 2017, 2018 as chairman of the party, contest an elections, and come again, he contests for the position, he win, and suddenly he resigned from the party, as you clearly say.
Well, honestly speaking, we miss Dennis Bright. Now understatement. We miss Ante, now man way, in kind of leadership style way he get. It's very good for the party. We make it on steer so for the past 3 to 4 to 5 years, and I think we really commend them. But you know, would that make we still try to reach out to them?
Una still try for reconcile?
Yeah, we still try for reconcile. Hopefully we're able to get them for realize, say, this time, baby, you know, go through away, baby, we don't want them. You get for manager, I mean, notch them up.
But there are reasons we make Dennis Bright and Ato Piers, Sarata, and others resign from the party. And it's about the statements we Dr. Yumkela make about, you know, an alliance and all of that. After that statement, they will see people can come out and resign from the party. That seems to be the elephant in the room. Have you been able to address that? Is it that there is this division within the NGC, even with some people who stayed, about the alliance we want to talk about? What's in this alliance there about?
Well, first of all, I want people to know, say, we party the National Grand Coalition. From the onset, from the inception of the party, the dream and the vision of our leadership, we established the National Grand Coalition. Now, for find a way we're going to bring progressive-minded Sierra Leoneans of every race, color, or tribe together, where they put the interests of the country first. So, obviously, you will get a situation where people will get their own varying specific interests or red line we can't cross. During we convention, the national delegate, especially first of all from the National Executive Committee, then give the mandate to the national officers. Then give you the mandate for consider any offer of an alliance from any individual, any organization, and any political party. The mandate did not say, we are giving you mandates to go into an alliance, but not with this individual, not this organization, not this party. So, it reach a point, some people say, if not this party, that's my red line.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, when you want to put the interest of the country first, your own personal interest, your own personal grievances, your own personal reservations become secondary.
So was it about everybody getting your interest of which political party you should align with as a political party, the NGC? Now then they cause the problem?
Well, in some cases, yes, some people, that not their own rationale or reason for having reservation. And that's not only limited to the one that will resign, it also extend to a lot of people within the party itself.
So you get your preferred political party for align with? Dr. Kanda Imkela gets your preferred political party for align with? Is that the difference? Dr. Dennis Bright had his, as no, peers, they all get them?
You see, me always they take the cue from my leader when I Dr. Kanda Imkela. Dr. Kanda Imkela no get no preference in terms of political parties to align with. Dr. Kande Kolayum preference at the interest of Salone, which means anybody or any political party, we agree to the NGC principle of putting the interests of the people of Salone first in terms of creating jobs for the youth, in terms of helping with Mamida with the struggle, in terms of addressing the human rights abuses, in terms of unifying the nation, in terms of developing economic freedom for our people, and in terms of building a nation that is just, so justice they prevail. Would I get right? Now then I will focus. So any institution, any individual, any political party, we kind of agree to focus the leadership of our nation on those issues. Now we decide for.
So the difference, so this whole resignation come about with Dr. Kande Yumkela make a statement about him meeting with the President Bill asking him, you know, for join him, for push the country go before and all that. So has the difference in the NGC been aligning with APC, aligning with SLPP? Is that the difference? Dr. Kande Yumkela want join the President, want align with the President, well, and other people think otherwise?
No, because some people actually express personal differences we get for do with family pressure, say how to get out of politics. So you can't tie everything down to the idea of an alliance offered by one group or the other.
But that was what led to the resignation. He come around, say, okay, they get family pressure on certain things, then, but the fact of the matter is, Una get to a convention, una go into a convention, Dr. Dennis Bright was elected, Ato Piaz was elected, Sarata was elected, una all been celebrated and all that. Immediately after this statement from Dr. Yumkela, people resign from the party. So you can't shy away say no to that, make people resign.
Well, that is true. So as I said, we now a party we comprise of individuals and people from different walks of life, different political persuasions. We try for push the progressive mindset of our people. In that combination, a melting pot, you must get people that we get certain red line, way to the no go cross. You understand? Like me now, personally speaking, I not get red line. My own red line, now the progressive principles them, we parties stand for. If anybody, any interest, or from any part of the world, we put the interest of the people first, for I focus on the issues then they, so that we reduce poverty in this country, so that we create jobs for our youth. That's my
is it about choosing between whether to align with the APC or the SLPP? Is that the difference? Now, the red line there, certain people then say, no, we can't align with the SLPP, and certain people then say, no, now the APC for align with. Is that
that's a possibility?
No, but you know better. You know better.
No, that's a possibility, but I can't speak for everybody.
No, so is it clear that the NGC is aligning with the SLPP?
Well, we are discussing, we're in the process of discussing, we're on discussion for alliance, and I want to let people understand alliance not mean merger. Alliance not mean one person can join the other. Like some people have been, they perceive this talk about alliance, thinking say NGC to go join SLPP for B1. No, that is not it is. When they say alliance, now like we get Pavandi and Pasuri, then decide, say, this farmland here, let we work together, we all put labor together, we work the farm. So that when the farm grow, we all benefit. So similarly, when we talk about SLPP and NGC going into an alliance, it don't necessarily mean say NGC they die, or it don't necessarily mean say SLPP they die. It means say two parties them, then they decide for policies in terms of what then they think about for move the nation forward, then they form the same government.
The SLPP is a bigger party, one could say, you know, one of the ruling party presently. So are you clearly saying the NGC, they support the SLPP for win the election so that una go farm na the land and run the country? Is that what you say?
We not reach that stage yet. As I said, we're in the process of discussion.
What's in the discussions and they are about? So that because Dr. Kane Mkela said the same thing, that he's been meeting with the president, they've been talking. What's in the discussion they are about? What are the discussions?
You see, the price of rice today is over $650,000. Leones, I mean. That one day, they part of the discussion. What do we need for the we get policies then, how to reduce the price of rice. So anybody they negotiate with you go through them policies and they accept, say, yes, we don't focus within the next 2-3 years, the price of rice will go down to less than $300,000. We get the formula how to do that. That then are the discussion. Right now, as I speak, people are sick when they want go, when they want go to hospital, they not get hospital for go to. If they go to hospital, then sometimes it can become a death trap. They're not getting money for pay for that. We get a formula. We go make Sierra Leoneans then give access to affordable health care. So that one then a part of the discussion. We get institutions and that today. We get educational institutions around Sierra Leone today. Teachers in the struggle, then they put them best system in, but they don't get the recognition and reward we then deserve. We get situation now with school system today where teachers then they go to class, they not get the necessary tools, they not get the support base. We know the formula how to create a restructure our educational system. That is on the table. We also know, say, when it comes to the development of this nation, energy is the bloodline of any economy. We get a solution how to bring energy to this country within the next 5 years. So all of that is part of the discussion. So not a discussion we go just go into within 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 weeks, he say the discussion is over. You therefore go into all the details.
So is it about telling the SLPP, this is what we need, this is our policies, you should agree on it before we merge with UNA or we get an alliance, otherwise you won't join? Is that
no, we should have a common understanding of how to shift the focus of government from self and self-interest to the interest of the people. Now, when we agree, say this time around, we know say President Bio himself need a legacy for build. A legacy where he feel to say it will be admirable at the end of his term. Where he be to say enemy and say go look and pay, yes, that party work for we. Understand? Eh? We all agree right now the legacy is not rosy.
Okay.
So if he interested in developing an admirable legacy, we go down at the history books of this nation, then you need the right team for put together. We're going to deliver the results.
So this could be, in a common sense, or if I can ask, this could be the NGC forming part of the SLPP government. If they win government, say una go get ministerial positions, una go be part of the governance system. Is that the bargain? Is that what you're putting on the table?
Well, that could be part of it, but I don't want to go into the details of what the negotiation is going to be on social media or television.
Well, you're talking to the people. These are your people. They are the people who believe in you. I saw you were in the provinces a few days ago, and you were talking to people. They are people who are voters. You're speaking to them. And you need to let them know transparently. Political party then are behind closed doors at the negotiation. I know let the people know it.
No, that's that make a come for explain the nitty-gritty and for explain the general concept mindset of what this alliance is all about, but not necessarily go into the nitty-gritty of it. Where it be say,
at what stage are they with this negotiation? I mean, we are
it's not going to be endless.
95 days to.
I understand it's not going to be endless. You understand? There are deadlines. There are deadlines. When the deadline and the deadline in the reach, when I go hear from me personally, I will call a press conference when all go can they explain the position of our party.
Okay,
whether we go along with an alliance or not.
Okay, we can continue with you. We get you know, one of the NGC members then we resign from the party. We now Arun Zubairu in a one post we go and contest for being mayor of Freetown under NGC. And after that statement, then one of the people that we're going to social media do a video and you know resign from the NGC and say a lot of things. Possibly we producers and don't get online. Let me see if we can get in perspective of what the NGC mean or what you know politics and governance mean going forward. You know with the decision of the NGC or in your decision individually. Hello, Arun.
Thank you, Lamrana. How you do us?
Fine. Jesmed just talk about the party, the NGC trying to reconcile with people who've left. Are you looking forward to you know returning to the NGC again?
Absolutely not, sir.
Why not?
They're not fit waiting I believe in. They're not practice waiting and preach at the beginning. So it's not one I will ever put me a part of that kind of behaviors that they. I would think about this. We did 90 days to elections. How can somebody say they go strong and alliance so they prepare they lose the elections? Waiting they know where we don't know. Waiting and know where 9 months to elections. This was a planned behavior on Dr. Yomkela in your side. What did he do? He make sure say enough fundraise to the the party, enough confirm with Dr. Bright 1 year ago. In order to talk to our peers them, in order to talk to we where they run for the political office them, and all of a sudden 3 months to the elections, this man say it go form an alliance or possible alliance. Why them? Why not us? What did I know? When we don't know. Today, just talk about rice. When man building take over the country, now $2,000, $200 for $200,000 for 1 bag rice. Today now 650. And I can't pick person they want to go join with an alliance.
But Arun, how did you join the NGC? You know, one person where openly I've been saying a lot of good things about Dr. Kande Yumkela. You joined the NGC perhaps inspired by him and his leadership styles. Have you engaged him? Have you asked, what does this alliance mean? Is it about the benefits of the nation, or is it because Dr. Yumkela, no say they align with perhaps the political party where you think say for align with, make you think say you for resign from the party and think say,
do this
no,
because
he's not
of
doing
your
right, the right
interest?
thing?
Can Yumkela do this because of your interest? No, not lie, Parisep. And what can Yumkela do? He had lined himself bit by bit with Madabio, and then it come out. This was not about the country. Even about the country, when Corona they hit we, when Ukraine what happened, Madabio in wage now from 100 million to 200 million per month. When Corona they happen, the minister them now 20 million to 45 million and they pay them. When the Corona they happen, the finance minister then they pay like 78 million to 85 million leons. When the Corona they happen, the lecturer and they pay them 5 million to 8 million. So the question is,
we must make it clear that these allegations will not get facts of what you give presently so on this platform. But I still ask, did you try to engage Dr. Yumkela as a member of the NGC to listen to him, to his own side? Or is it because you also get your own interest and because it's not aligning with your own interest, now it makes you resign from the party and think say what he did was wrong?
Mr. Lamrana, my interest not about the country. I not believe in the red, I not believe in the red or the green. I believe in Dr. Yumkela in the progressive.
This might just say the alliance when they talk about is in the interest of the country, is in the interest of creating employment for young people, addressing the price of rice and other commodities. Is that not in the interest of the country?
It's not, because when can the Yumkela take over now parliament, it will not set alliance. When they go away every year, the rest to go 90,000 every year. Not when the rest don't reach 650,000 for one bag. When election they come, when Madabio they lost this election, now in Kanda Yumkela, one go set alliance. No, not everywhere Madabio. They will not pull themselves for this. And this election, with the go Panam, allow see if Samura Kamara not go win this election.
So are you declaring your support for Dr. Samura Kamara now? Is that your own interest? Is it that you're openly now declaring
for Samura Kamara, but Madabio is not fit for prime time.
But you just mentioned say Dr. Samura Kamara they win the election and they go into the election. So that's your own interest. Now because Dr. Yumkela no support Dr. Samura Kamara or not align with the APC, make you think say what he did was wrong. Is it about everybody having their own interest?
I'm going to tell you about Dr. Yumkela. Dr. Yumkela is not somebody who think about any other person.
I'm not asking about Dr. Yumkela. I'm asking you, Zubaru. No, Arun, I'm asking you directly. You just mentioned, say, Dr. Samura Kamara is going to win this election. You're going into the election. Is it that you're openly declaring your support for Dr. Samura Kamara now and the APC, and you think Dr. Yumkela did wrong because he didn't support your own interests when at the APC and Dr. Samura Kamara?
My interest not to APC. My interest not to APC. You see how they go against Samura Kamara vehemently from all the things that way they happen at the country. But waiting at the see on Madabio in plans on how they go again about this election. Dr. Yumkela now go bring Mr. Kane that we face. Will it be the electoral commissioner today? Now actually puts the man. Where you see election, the EU and the effect for which they so. Now Dr. Yumkela do one. If you want to win the election, Mr. Yumkela, please, I beg you. If Mr. Yumkela, not tell you, Dr. Yumkela, and not ever talk to me. Me would effect so Kanda Yumkela, and I be Sabian. We would effect for Kanda Yumkela, I'm not shaking at this 5 time. I'm in life. That money avoid everybody in the NGC for 1 year. You know, they talk to nobody. Instead of effect for we. Now, Mr. Yumkela, now the matter of you. It bet on, yes.
Arun, is it that you believed in the NGC ideology before joining it, or is this a personal issue, between you and Dr. Yumkela based on the decision we take? Is it that you're not happy with his decision that make you quit from the NGC?
Now about the country, sir, Lamrana. What's in the country we did for? We country they bleed. We country they in pain. Now I make a join Dr. Yumkela and the NGC party. Now I make a dedicate myself. But guess what in Kanda Yumkela begin to? Mr. Kane, when the electoral commissioner today, Dr. Yom Keller, now in the person we orchestrate this, now in planner, now make this decision. It can't
But
embark to it. Now make at the first time.
Zubairu, these allegations you're making against Dr. Yom Keller, you get
not talk allegations. The man talk on himself.
This is an international medium. You're making serious allegations.
It's not allegations, sir. I can tell you, say, Mr. Yom Keller, now bring a can of parliament for let them endorse Mr. Emenkane.
He was appointed by the president. Now President Bio appointed him, and he went to a parliament that has the APC, the SLPP, NGC, C4C, and independent members of parliament that approved him.
Lamrana na Dr. Yom Keller, now in the person we promote this man na parliament, will let it be the electoral commissioner.
So I'll ask you again finally before I come to Jesmed. Is this a personal issue between you and Dr. Yom Keller rather than,
absolutely not. I love Dr. Yom Keller.
In the interest of the nation, say you join, where to make we get you in this program? Because I remember we don't interview you several times talking about the NGC, how you believe, say the NGC are the only party we could change this country. You believed in Dr. Yom Keller. Is it that it's a personal issue between him, you and himself?
Absolutely not. I love the man wholeheartedly because now he make a come into politics. I'm not getting nothing against her. I'm not sabi this man. I'm not even talk to her like I don't talk to him also. So I'm not ever talk to her. So not about Dr. Yom Keller. This is about the country and outside the country start. Outside the country day today. Now that's I mean. And the other thing is not to at the dying minute for let election begin. Now you can't throw the kind of tears away, and then you chastise it at the same time. You cannot do that. What you know where we don't know? Man, they lost this election. Why now?
Okay, Arun. Jesmed, this is one member amongst many of your members. We don't host Arun Naya several times. Like he said, now one of the people always say the person who inspired him in getting into politics now Dr. Yom Keller. He believe in Dr. Yom Keller and the NGC and believe say now one of the person them way go change this country and I make himself be one for run for be mayor of Freetown. This is one aggrieved person who think say Dr. Yom Keller don't betray the NGC cause.
First of all, I want to let people know say leadership, not about rabble rousing, not about noise making. Not about making outrageous comment, baseless accusations. That's not leadership. Leadership na strategic thinking, I get them. Leadership na conscientious mindset, I get them. Some people and they not get the ability for see beyond the horizon when it comes to leadership. You understand? So, first of all, I'm for appreciate if you be not notify me in advance. Say you get somebody else where go come for make such baseless comments them and attack we only.
And then I make we don't correct that. Say it's an allegation. You are here to clarify that it's an allegation where we can't prove any.
The other point I want to make also is the fact that you get hundreds of thousands of people the way they follow Dr. Kande Yom Keller. It not necessarily means say you get forget personal discussion with each and every one of them. And thirdly, the vision of the NGC party, the ideology we bring we can together. It is what guides our leadership in anything we will do right now. But as I say, some people do not have the power to see beyond the horizon and understand.
But these are people
who understand
who've moved the NGC agenda. These are people who've campaigned on social media for the NGC, who've said things about the NGC, who perhaps have inspired people to support the NGC. Then say they weren't treated rightly by Dr. Kande Yom Keller. They weren't engaged, they weren't aware. At the time where he declared, say, there's this alliance where they discuss with the president about. Don't you think they have the right to know as members of your party? You don't think so? They need to be engaged as well?
Now, first of all, when you talk about alliance, there has to be a process initiated. You know, we just come to party members. They say, I want to go into alliance with party X or party Z, if nobody no make the initiation, nobody no initiate the process. If somebody, if you go for talk about alliance, somebody has to have been the contact through which the process is initiated. So when the initiation is made, you listen to the discussion, you evaluate and assess the level of commitment or seriousness for that discussion. That's when you come to your team. It says, hey, I've had discussion, and this is it that we need to set up a team that is going to represent our interest to further that discussion. And that is exactly what Dr. Kande...
Was Dr. Yumkela having this discussion on himself, say, because I'm a politician, I'm leader of the party in parliament, or representing the NGC, or was he doing on behalf of the NGC?
No. First of all, the issue was nothing formal to say Dr. Kande Yumkela Kalo can talk about your party or can talk about this. No. If you invite me, say we might go dinner, then privileged discussion lead to something. You want to tell Dr. Kande, you want to say let Dr. Kande say, hey, bro, well, wait till this dinner law stop first, but go first, but go consult me party before I come. No. You go, then invite you to a dinner, invite you to a friendly gathering, and discussion comes up. That's when you go can now and discuss with the party, and the mandate, the body, we get the mandate, we get the power for give mandates to any individual or group thereof. Now the National Executive Committee of the party. And that is exactly what Dr. Kande Yumkela did.
Yeah,
now, then the other stuff is, where I want to, especially the one that we don't resign for, understand, is that the mandate for going to an alliance was given to the leadership of the party at our previous NEC meeting prior to the convention, and ratified at the convention. That mandate would then give for consider an alliance did not say don't go into an alliance with party A.
So
don't go into an alliance with party B.
Who get the power to choose? Who they go into alliance with? Who has the power? Is it Dr. Kande Yumkela as a leader, the party leader in a parliament will say, okay, it's me. It's I should negotiate, or you can negotiate?
No, nobody, no individual, no, they go negotiate on behalf of the party. A team negotiates, but somebody has to be the conduit through which the initiation gets started. Okay. It could be me. Anybody as chairman and acting chairman and leader of the party.
So in this case, it was Dr. Yumkela that is the conduit for the SLPP. The possibility of an alliance with the SLPP is the conduit for it. He started the negotiations with the president.
The discussion initiated through him was initiated through him. You understand? And that process is going on with, you know, it has to be based now that the NEC has given us the mandate. The committees now are going to be responsible to take the lead on that. But I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of all of this.
We are not talking about the nitty-gritty.
But the key points I want to people to understand, no individual within the party has the mandate to pick and choose what aspect of NEC resolution they will decide to enforce or not enforce.
So for now,
when NEC gives you a resolution, then you have to be willing and ready to accept and deal with any of those aspects of the resolution in good faith. You don't inject your own personal interest over and above the mandate of the party, over and above the mandate of the people, because the party represents its members. If the NEC has given you a mandate, you don't have the right to pick and choose and put and inject your own personal interest.
So the people resign. People resign because I think say Dr. Yumkela was injecting mandates on them, because it was clear, he made it very clear that he's in discussion with the president about an alliance. Then people then begin resign. Arun, Dr. Bright, Topia, Sarata, and others and resign from the party. Is it that they thought Dr. Yumkela was bringing his own interest, or he's trying to put his own interest on them?
Let me ask you a question. And to those who have resigned, if that is the mindset they have, if that's the perception they have, why did Dr. Kande have to come and ask for permission and mandate from NEC? Because if he wants to inject his personal stuff, he will not need NEC to give him authority. But he came to the members of the party, the leadership of the party. That's somebody who is a conscientious leader that thinks and puts his people ahead of his own personal interest.
Within the party, the NEC and Dr. Imkela, who are the most powerful?
Have something else to discuss.
No, who is the most powerful between Dr. Kanda Imkela and the NEC of the party, the leadership?
NEC is the power body.
Yeah.
That's why he has to ask for NEC's mandate.
Okay.
If he was powerful than NEC, he would come and dictate to
So
NEC.
I want to ask quickly, una get other people who don't negotiate with an alliance, or it's just the ruling SLPP?
Those are all internal party issues. I cannot go into the nitty-gritty.
But the NGC is you have people, say Leoneans who are members of it. I'm just asking if una did negotiate with other political parties.
The question is, it's like asking Mandela, when he was negotiating with the apartheid government, to come back every second and explain to the members of the ANC.
No, that is not.
But that's what you're asking now.
No, that is
I
not.
cannot go into the details.
No, I'm not asking about details. I'm asking if, apart from this alliance, where una they discuss the meeting where Dr. Imkela said they get with the president, una get other political leaders or political parties that you're discussing with. I'm not asking for details. I'm asking about.
The fact of the matter is, we are open to have discussion with any political party. What we will not compromise is the principles of our party that puts the interests of the people above all else. Remember, the last election was won for less than 3% of the vote. You win election for less than 3%. So, and you are talking with a political party, even though the votes were rigged, everybody knows was blatantly rigged.
By who?
By the forces that control the machinery of elections against our party. I don't know. I don't want to go into all of that. Okay. But the fact of the matter, 2018 election was rigged against us. Okay. And despite being rigged against us, we were able to pull 6.9% of the vote. And yet, the election was won for less than 3% of the vote. That is one aspect. The second aspect, at 2018, our party did not have. We party not being get the structures that we'll get now. You not being get ward executive them. You not being get constituency executive them. You not being get district and regional executive them. So in a nutshell, we party go into the 2018 election from a weak position. Now compare that with that weak position, with the rigging, we still able to pull 6.9%. Now imagine now a party that has structures in each of the 446 wards with more than 18 executives, in each of the 132 or more constituencies, over 18 executives in each, each of the 16 districts, and in each of the 6 to 8 regions, we have executive. A total of over 10,800 executive body. The structure is across the nation. And we have a formidable leadership that is pushing the agenda of the party. If anybody in their right mind underestimate the power of that party, we pull 6.9% when it was weak, and now you underestimate them, you're doing it at your own detriment.
So you're saying you're stronger now?
Far 10 times stronger.
And people should consider una very important for negotiate whatever alliance.
It's not only about negotiating for the interest of NGC, it's negotiating for the interest of the people. Okay. Because we are here as the arbiter of peace, as the arbiter that guarantees security in the interest of the people, not only in terms of physical security, economic security, political freedom, unity, justice. Those are the issues we stand by. Because for over 60 years, then two parties don't work on their issues, they're not able to address them.
So una one gets an alliance now for address them?
Anybody will put the right terms on the table will go into an alliance.
You know, in 2022, you write an article about COP and its leadership, and you follow that up with a video. We talk about COP, you know, about to get a leader, and how important that for be, you know, for determine how the country will change or how political party then will come together. And COP, by the way, APC was part of it, Unity Party was part of it, and other political party than the NGC. But let's look at that video they quick, I can't get response from you.
And COP, whether the consortium of progressive political parties who comprise of NGC, APC, C4C, UP, PMDC, and other smaller political parties, about 13 of them, get a decision now for choose one leader who will lead that consortium into the 2023 elections. Then get two options. Option number one, they can choose somebody who is part of the old guard. Somebody who is part and parcel of the same corrupt system for the past 20 to 30 years. And if we do that one day, it's obvious that the same path will on the pass, now that same path they will go for, because there is no way you go train an old dog with new tricks. There is no two way about it. Until like corruption and like dog, we get that one option there. The second option, we can choose somebody, we get a history of transformational leadership. We don't get an in-depth knowledge of the way the economy of the country they work. We get an understanding of how to solve problems. We get a history of delivering results. And I say, if we all want to be honest with ourselves, if anybody want to be honest with himself, we put the country interest first. We don't allow parties and interests for clouding judgment, or we don't allow tribalism because for tribal interest, not clouding judgment. Where they put Salone interest first, we all, if we analyze that on that basis, we will agree say the best option we'll get right now, especially inside COP, now Dr. Kande Koleye Mukela. Because of his country first position we don't take over the past years, in few time we don't spend in parliament, and issues then where they surround the activities them, there is hardly anybody around the country who don't know the name KKY or Kande Koleye Mukela. Over 90% of people in SLPP, they know the name. Over 90% of people in APC know the name. So the issue is not the recognition anymore, because it's now being recognized. It's just a matter of people and putting the interest of the country first before they make that transformational move there.
Okay, that's now. What's about COP?
Well, you see, we go into COP in good faith. The initial concept will lead to the birth of COP. Get for do with the fact say, when the ruling government, they do things against the people of this nation, breaching constitutional values and other stuff them. Political parties them in the opposition, being they criticize and stand up individually in their own way. So the ruling government been clearly ridicule the opposition, because in reality say the opposition is not united, they're only speaking one voice. So the leadership within we party for things say there is a way to address this, because we don't party now for address problem. Now we'll face problem with the SIDOM, we'll think, we'll analyze and we'll come up with solution. So that lead to the birth, the formation of COP. We bring all the oppositions together. Not to initially, not to for alliance. Initially, the concept, the mindset of COP, now for there, we all come together so that when we oppose, we oppose with one voice. That's
opposing the ruling party.
Ruling party.
And you know, Dr. Kande Mukela be one lead COP.
No, now listen.
You spoke about leadership.
Yes. Now, because of the success of COP in mounting a formidable opposition, we begin shake up the administration. Now, in people like we begin for hope, say that particular concept can be upgraded. You understand? And it lead to a situation, discussions begin come along that line. You understand? So that make when you come to...
You are providing leadership for COP at some level, with Dr. Dennis Bright.
Yes, Dennis Bright was basically the machinery.
And he so believed
behind COP.
And he so believed in it.
Yes,
Dr. Mukela several times spoke about COP being an alliance.
But that level of commitment and seriousness was not reciprocated by people in the APC party.
Okay.
You understand?
So that is why you moved away from that alliance to another...
No, we did not move away from it. We realized that there was no traction. In terms of creating a common voice for opposition, we are doing that effectively. But in terms of upgrading that to the possibility of forming an alliance to form a coalition in line with the vision of our party, we were not seeing the level of commitment from the folks in APC.
But you had other political parties in it. You had Femi Claudius Cole, who is a leader of the Unity Party. She was part of it.
Yes, she is in fact the head of COP.
Exactly. So
but
why not
politics,
align with...
No, we are ready to align with anybody. But in politics, especially in alliance, the key question is, what are you bringing on the table? You understand? And in the COP, everybody knows the force behind what comes on the table came from NGC and APC. If any of the two breaks away from the alliance, the rest does not. So
the NGC is no more part of COP?
Not necessarily so. I'm not saying it's no more part of COP.
No, I'm asking.
We are still part of COP. We are still part of COP in the sense that if we want to have a common voice to create an opposition, we are ready for that. But no discussion with regards to upgrading that kind of alliance into or understanding into a coalition is being discussed now.
So quickly, the NGC, idea of an alliance is about forming the next government or being part of the next government. Is that the strategic alliance that Dr. Yumkela was talking about?
That is always the case when you talk about strategic alliance, not only in Sierra Leone, in the Gambia.
No, I'm asking specifically in Sierra
Leone. But if you say 2 plus 2 now 4, they ask me if 2 plus 2 now 4, as if I will give a different answer.
So is it about being part of the...
It's about establishing a common government that has a clear-cut vision in terms of what the objective is in regards to serving the people, the interests of the people.
So the NGC already believes, or Dr. Yumkela already believes in the ruling SLPP, believes in President Bill that is discussing with him for a strategic alliance for the elections?
The issue is, if you can only go into an alliance with anybody, if you have hope that the person is committed to walking the line, the vision that you think we should be walking along. It's similar to the discussion Dr. Tijan Kaba had with Fude Sanko. And this also goes to those who resign from our party. Are they telling me that if they were with Tijan Kaba then, they will resign from his government if he ever attempts to encourage a negotiation with Fude Sanko that has killed, maimed, and destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives in this country? That's why I said leadership is not about rabble-rousing. Leadership is not about making noise. Leadership is not about injecting your own personal interest. Leadership is about having the vision to see beyond the horizon. It's having a clear picture as to where you want to take the people that follows you. And that is exactly what Dr. Kande Koleyi did. And that is the type of leadership Dr. Tijan Kaba provided when he negotiated with Fude Sanko to establish peace. Is the same type of leadership Dr. Kande Koleyi is providing for the NGC party by putting his personal interests and personal grievances behind him and focus on the interests of the people. Focus on the struggle with the mami in the suffer, the youth man in the suffer, the girl picking them in the suffer, the student them, teachers in the suffer. Now that he put first and take away all the bad things they will not do in this country. He removed and they put them behind back.
Is Dr. Yumkela going to contest the June 2040 elections as a presidential candidate?
It all depends on the outcome of the negotiations we're having for an alliance.
So in what way could the outcome be where you go contest? You are not fulfilling any presidential candidates in the elections?
Those are issues we're going to discuss later. We are preparing, as I speak right now, as acting chairman and leader of the party, we are preparing for our primary election. We own leadership contest, not by convention. I want to let everybody know that, and this especially speaks to we members of the party. We own constitution, not say for choose leader in a convention. I want to let you know that. Now make we not choose
the presidential
candidate, the presidential candidate. You know, they choose the presidential candidate in a convention.
Okay.
That make we last convention, we not choose presidential candidate, not to nothing, because that's so we constitution say. We don't need for call a convention again for that we go choose a flag bearer. Because the constitution not say that.
Okay.
The constitution say we own flag bearer, we choose them on the basis of a primary. Waiting that they mean, just like how they do in America. When more than one person they contest for the flag bearership of the party, then they go through a vetting process. After they don't vet and they don't qualify, say them qualify for a run as flag bearer, then two people then they put ballot boxes. Now every district across the nation, where party members in the go cast them vote. The same day, then come to the result and announce the result. Okay. That could happen in any time. At any time, it could happen within a week.
So, are you assuring, assure una members, say, the NGC get a presidential candidate at this election on June 24th?
No, that's not the assurance I'm telling you. I tell you, say,
if una get presidential candidate,
if we forget a presidential candidate,
that is how you elect.
Yes, the process there in the place right now. We're ready. We dey pan work and I would already get a deadline. We dey work on. We dey pan make the preparation as I speak. So when that time come, we announce to membership. That way they happen within 48 hours. Within 48 hours, we get to flag bearer. So it can happen at any time. Okay.
Zubai, as we try for round up this discussion, is this the end for you in politics? Are you joining the APC, or you coming to contest perhaps an independent candidate for being mayor of Freetown? You had very, very good plans. I remember the last time we talked to you, the plans that we get for Freetown. Is this the end for you in politics?
It evolved every day. When we talk about leadership, it's all about the horizon. And leadership, yes, the horizon. But horizon come when you connect with the people, and when you're able to. Say it again, Lamrana.
Okay, go ahead. Who hear you now? Yes, I've been asked if this is the end for you in politics. If you still get a contest for be, mayor of Freetown.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going for run for mayor again, and so right now another contest. But surely this election I got to be an instrumental role panel, and that I intend for to do vigorously. But again, leadership is all about talking to people and connect with them, and let them get your trust. Now we don't do, and we believe in them, and you can see how much people resonate to how they do things them time than they. But again, COP now being a very good team, and in fact, APC not be there for COP yet. We talk with them, and so we're able to remove COP for this conversation, and we bring the SLPP there, and one man they go talk to SLPP and bring and come at the table. That's why I believe say there's small party there, so they're not to go any side, elect out and talk plenty say. They're not able to make any impact. Elect with them say today they get 10,000. It not make no difference. They are done. And we go see them after this election. They will be there anymore. And in fact, they don't get money. They're not able to run them. So we know that. But a leader therefore stand for a value now in people. They want their way. They don't get us for sleep.
Could you have been, for example, Zubai, you have been don't continue for be member of NGC if in case Dr. Kande Yumkela was discussing with COP and the APC was part of COP. Is it about you wanting to see the SLPP out of power at all costs and wanting Dr. Yumkela and the NGC to align with the main opposition APC? Hello, Zubayu.
And everybody.
We get sound. We get issue with your sound. I don't know if you did hear me. Okay, we get issues with Zubai in sound. We get some issues with in sound. If we technical people and fix them, possibly we can come back to them and get in final say before we round up. But Jesmed, they come to you quickly and finally. One person where you know, you've spoken a lot about the economy. You don't raise a lot of concerns about, you know, human rights issues in Sierra Leone with this government. And one of the posts what you do in November 23rd, 2022, I'll just read them quickly and then we'll pull them up on the screen. They say, after 61 years of misrule, corruption, abuse of basic human and economic rights of our people, this is what APC and SLPP left behind. Yet many of them became millionaires over this period. Now we have a bunch of kleptomaniacs running our country, chartering private jets to fly around the world while his people remain destitute without access to basic drinking water. This is one video where you've been doing Nasawi people and the struggle for get water. And you know, you raise a lot of concerns about Think Them. The other one, it was in October 5th, 2022. You say, BO did not create poverty in Sierra Leone, but endemic corruption in BO's government has worsened poverty in Sierra Leone. Will you support a government with a president that charters private aircraft to fly around the world when half of the people in his country have become beggars, as can be seen here on account of his mismanagement of the economy? If you do, then you need to check your moral conscience. I say it again. BO did not create poverty in Sierra Leone, but BO has made poverty worse in Sierra Leone. You still believe in them?
Absolutely. I still believe in them views and they. But where the difference is, if the person who been neglect the people to yesterday decides say, look, man, I don't hear you. The cry we don't cry for the people, I don't hear you. The issues that we don't raise, I don't ready you. You ready for can't help me? Let we address the problem the way you raise. Of course, if I like the people and I know say I get know-how for do them, obviously I go listen to them. Otherwise, Nelson Mandela, not for listen to the apartheid government them, if he consider waiting the apartheid government do to the people of South Africa. But because Mandela no say the apartheid government don't change to align themselves with the vision, the values and hopes and aspirations of Mandela, and Mandela give them audience. So similarly, Dr. Kande Koleyumkela and myself, personally speaking, if despite the views them way I get against BO and in government, if BO and in government says, I don't hear you, then team the way we say yesterday, I don't listen. I no say you get answers. If you get answers, then can't join me. Let find answers to the issues. Because the interests of the people and the country now they put first, I will get for listen to the opportunity. So we'll address, solve the problem.
Is this?
So the final comment I get for make. If tomorrow, out of this alliance, the price of rice go from 650,000 to 300,000, the people not go say, na good alliance.
Okay.
If out of this alliance, we're able to create jobs for youth them, we'll get factories them. Out of this alliance, we will forget steady electricity, not only in Freetown, but around all the districts and around the country. If out of this alliance, we able for economically lift millions of Sierra Leoneans out of poverty, then go clap for we say
Is
yes.
this about being in governance, or the NGC not believe say una can contest an election, win and get to our own government and address the problems that we una know of?
The fact of the matter is, the NGC, just like any other political party, will emerge out of a system where for over 60 years, two colonial parties that don't control, must get challenges. But NGC don't break barriers. When you compare NGC with other opposition parties that would not exist in this country in the past, considering the level of strength where we get right now. So because of them challenges
Charles Magai formed an alliance with former President Kuma, and you know, we all know how it ended, how people have been served from the PMDC and former President Kuma and government, some of them either joined the APC or been for sack them and left the government. So these are things that have been happening, and we've seen how, you know, the problem that we still talk about still they happen.
And I'm glad the way you bring that car up, because it will give me the opportunity to explain the difference between negotiations made by other political parties with a ruling government and the one we will negotiate on. First of all, most of the negotiations that we not do in the past by other political parties, they were one-man show. And one man they go, inject your own personal interest, where they don't satisfy in personal interest, you go in. So the person they negotiate with, you know, saying that you won. You understand? Eh? So you want to kick you out tomorrow. As you kick you out, everything will fall apart and it domino effect.
Okay.
You understand? And we don't see the history of how that happening. Secondly, they know they ever put something in writing. And they say, well, Lord, talk like gentlemen. We, because now the interest of the people that we put first, now that make we know they wait for runoff, we then negotiate the terms then now, we agree on the policy positions then, we put the interest of the people first, we commit that into writing, so that is a complete different approach. And finally, we know to one-man show.
Okay.
Now a body, one party within team, another party within team, and then negotiate the terms of any alliance.
What's alternative when they give to the people we believe so much in NGC as a third force, as a party we go take Sierra Leoneans them away from you know, the two I don't talk about, the APC and the SLPP misrule in this country. What's in the alternative on they give them? Them people who been vote for Dr. Kanda Yumkela for be president, we believe say, you know, it will be the president who will change this country.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, exactly what you do so now. You see, the one thing about leadership, you get to be prepared for evolve. You understand? You get to be prepared for stick on the principles, but get strategic approach to how you go achieve the same goal. You understand? So in so doing, the people that will vote for in 2018, the same objective will be run under on 2018. The same values and progressive values will be run on 2018. Now that same progressive values they pursue now. Perhaps you just use a different approach. But the end result is what we are looking at. The approach may not be fashionable to some people, but let's focus on the end result.
What is at stake for these elections, you know, for the NGC as a political party, you know, a mantra of, you know, addressing the critical issues of unemployment, economic challenges, corruption and all of that?
Well, the fact of the matter is, if the alliance succeed, then obviously NGC will be able to inject in vision and the Master Sabi people that will get within the party for help address the problem of this nation. If the alliance not succeed, it is clear, say NGC will be the arbiter where they determine the fate of any political party where they run at this election. Because the last election, about 2% they win. You understand? We get 6.9%. And right now we are much stronger. So obviously, there is no way any political party will win this election without NGC deciding the direction next tomorrow. So I tell the members of the NGC party, do ya wanna hold on, wanna get limania, wanna get courage, wanna get determination, because the future of this nation, and also that, you know, the next government will be decided by what NGC makes. What
is the chances of this alliance? For happening or not for happening?
Well, I can't go into the details.
No, I'm not asking about the detail. You go say, you're talking to your members.
50-50.
Okay, for now, let's say 50-50.
It could be 50-50.
Okay. Zubairu, I don't know if you're on the line. Finally, I was asking about whether this is the end of your you know, political career with the resigning from the NGC, you're not going to get into politics again. Because I remember, you know, one person will say, Dr. Yumkela, and I inspire you for getting into politics. Is it that this is the end for you?
No, sir, it's not the end. I think saying at the beginning of my political career, and now I'm much more stronger, I'm much more liberated, and I don't learn. Say trust but verify. You don't know people until they actually act. So learn who that them be. I find out, say, there's small party there, so it can only be for one man. And once the one man fail, it's done. In this particular instance, that's this particular party will be the same thing. At the end, this election will be the end of them. And we believe so because they become a distractor. And by God in power, when the election comes, we will go around. And this also, whether Mr. Madabi want to consolidate this particular Gambia electorate, it's not going to happen in the other party where you get that which they call. But I'm ready for fights in this, and this is the beginning. Then I give a chance for debate this election, and we're ready for mayorship, Probably in the next one, I will be ready and I will be the person.
Are you joining any other political party? You just, earlier you declared for Dr. Samoa Kamara. You say you go win the election. Are you joining the APC?
I'm not enjoying APC. I therefore look the values then first. I will look the SLPP, the values also. But I make that decision. And it go find for
you don't get forced. You get meeting with people, but you get for join them. Is that what you're saying?
I've been honest. Yes, vigorously, sir. Yes.
Okay.
And we will come out and talk about that in the future. Near future, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show. We get you on this show because on this platform and at AYV, one person who on the interview about NGC, we don't talk a lot about what you believe in and how you believe.
Now we can't talk about the same thing.
But unfortunately now you don't believe in the NGC. Thank you very much, Jesmed, for joining us. Thank you very much, Zubair. Thanks for joining us on the show.
But anyway, thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Jesmed, for joining us on the show. This week, what the hopes for the NGC?
Well, for the one the way they follow NGC, then see the massive crowd who pull Nabo. Massive crowd. And the one interesting thing about that crowd there, that now the meeting will get on the 11th, is the fact that, say, like other political parties that would not loot the economy of this nation, we not give the
including
people...
the one that they try to get alliance.
Absolutely. We not send money.
How not go and get party with pursue the thief?
But I tell you, say we person changing values, you get for appreciate them.
Okay.
You encourage and say if not the same thing you want for do, you do with them.
Okay.
You understand? If you say that you stick on to your grounds and say your own personal interest, you put above the interest of the people.
So I strongly believe say the SLPP and President Bio in government don't change their values.
Well, you see, the thing is, now we lead and now we follow. The direction where they care we go now we follow.
Even if not the wrong direction?
Well, we not consider a wrong direction.
Oh, you believe? So now I make a ask. Yes. You believe say they've changed
believe
their values?
We leader.
Okay.
You understand? Whatever in where they guide and through any negotiation, now that one they will believe in. You understand? That's not the key point. But what are the try first? What I say earlier just now? The meeting that we hold on the 11th inside Bo District, people then come up from the extreme corners of Pujahun, Bant, Muyamba, and other districts them around the south.
Okay.
The extreme corners of both districts then come, converge on our party, aspiring to run on the NGC ticket for councillors, for members of parliament and everything. We not give them dondo. We not give them transport.
As well.
Then get a large crowd we come. It shocked the people in Abo, but the office not be enough. We go Kenima back, we replicate the same thing. If you don't have Kenima, people then try to undermine the outcome of the meeting, but then fail. We succeed for do that. When we go Bombali, I don't show you some of the videos.
Yeah.
We office hall, they been full to the park, to the point that outside the hall, now they will be there for whole 2 meetings. We get meeting with Swallow with the inside, we get meeting with the way out, because we're not prepared for that crowd.
Okay.
So we go for curtail the crowd. We don't see the demonstration where we go show Nakambia. But now within 48 hours, we just call the district chairman and the executive. We say one candidate within 48 hours, then pull crowd like that one. They forget 1 month now for plan.
Okay. So now should I send in a free tongue as well?
We'll go do a free tongue.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jesmed, for talking to us. Hopefully, I want to go on this side on the strategic alliance to get you for talk to our supporters and the people of Sierra Leone back.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time, Jesmed Suma, the acting chairman of the National Grand Coalition, the NGC. We don't talk about politics and the strategic alliance. We say there's still the on negotiation on. This now sits on AYV Television. Thanks to the production team, a producer Joseph Johnson, and the technical team as well. We'll meet back next week. Lamrana Jesmed Suma. Thank you for watching and continue for stay with AYV.